You look in the mirror and wonder who that person is staring back at you. The modern world has endless solutions for this feeling. Therapy to help you find yourself. Career coaches to align your work with your values. Dating apps to find your person. Self-help books promising to unlock your authentic self. Social media algorithms designed to show you who you really are through what you consume and share. And sometimes these things help, sometimes they don't. Because what if the problem isn't that you haven't found yourself yet? What if the problem is deeper than that? What if feeling like a stranger in your own life isn't a bug in the human system? What if it's a feature? What if the restlessness isn't something to cure, but something to understand? The Apostle Paul wrote something that sounds almost brutal in its honesty. For I know that nothing good dwells in me, that is, in my flesh. For I have the desire to do what is right, but not the ability to carry it out. Romans 7:18. And then this, wretched man that I am, who will deliver me from this body of death? Romans 7:24. This isn't self-hatred. This is recognition. Paul is naming something every honest person eventually discovers: the civil war inside every human heart. Augustine of Hippo knew this feeling from the inside. Born in North Africa in 354, he spent his young adulthood chasing everything the world promised would make him feel at home in his own skin. Sex, success, philosophy, friendship, fame. He wasn't some sheltered religious kid who fell into temptation. He was the ancient equivalent of a TED Talk speaker. Brilliant rhetor, rising political star. He had mistresses, wealthy patrons, academic prestige. He joined philosophical movements. He networked with the intellectual elite of the Roman Empire. And he was completely miserable, not because his life was falling apart, but because it was coming together perfectly and still felt wrong. He describes it in his Confessions like this: I carried about a shattered and bleeding soul, impatient of being carried by me, yet where to repose it, I found not. At 32, sitting in a garden in Milan, he heard a child singing, "Take up and read." He opened Paul's letter to the Romans, and everything clicked. Not because he found his authentic self, because he realized why he had been looking for it in the wrong place. You have made us for yourself, O Lord, and our hearts are restless until they rest in you. This line from his Confessions has echoed for 16 centuries because it names the thing we all feel but can never quite put into words. Augustine understood that human alienation isn't accidental. We were made for something infinite, but we live in a finite world. We were created for perfect love, but we experience broken relationships. We long for unchanging beauty, but everything we touch fades. What is it that I love when I love my God, he wrote, not the beauty of any bodily thing, nor the order of seasons, not the brightness of light that rejoices the eye, nor the sweet melodies of all songs, nor the sweet fragrance of flowers and ointments and spices, not manna or honey, not the limbs that carnal love embraces. None of these things do I love in loving my God. Yet there is a light I love, and a food, and a kind of embrace when I love my God. This wasn't mystical poetry. This was psychological precision. Augustine realized that every human desire points beyond itself. We don't just want love. We want perfect love. We don't just want beauty. We want beauty that never fades. We don't just want to matter. We want to matter infinitely. But here's what he discovered that changed everything. Late have I loved you, O beauty ever ancient, ever new. Late have I loved you. You were within me, but I was outside, and it was there that I searched for you. The tragedy isn't that we can't find these things in the created world. The tragedy is that we keep trying to. Augustine spent decades looking everywhere except the one place where his restless heart could find what it was actually seeking. I want to be careful here about what I'm saying and what I'm not saying. I'm not saying that human relationships don't matter, or that work and creativity and beauty are worthless, or that you should give up on building a meaningful life. Augustine himself valued friendship deeply, wrote prolifically, and engaged passionately with the world around him. I'm saying that Augustine discovered something the modern world has forgotten. The feeling of being a stranger in your own life isn't a problem to be solved. It's information to be received. It tells you that you are not small enough for a small life. It tells you that your heart is calibrated for something beyond what any finite thing can provide. It tells you that the restlessness isn't a bug, it's a compass. The oldest Christian voices knew that we feel like aliens because, in a sense, we are. This world, as beautiful and meaningful as it can be, is not our permanent address. We are, as the letter to the Hebrews puts it, strangers and exiles on the earth, seeking a homeland. Augustine would say that the modern search for authentic identity gets the direction exactly backwards. We're not supposed to dig deep within ourselves to discover who we really are. We're supposed to recognize that who we really are can only be found in relationship with the one who made us for himself. This doesn't solve the alienation immediately, but it reframes it completely. Instead of your psychological disorder to be treated, it becomes a theological reality to be embraced. Maybe the stranger in the mirror isn't the problem. Maybe they're homesick for a home they've never seen. And maybe that's exactly as it should be.